What age are you now before we start talking about the war?
72 years of age and 3 weeks.
Where did you first see action, Johnny?
I seen action in a place called Gore after the retreat of Mons, where Sergeant Burles of Athlone was burned to death. And we waited there for a time until we got reinforcements, and then we were put into the trenches when we were fighting strength.
Do you think that the Germans could have taken Paris?
They could have taken Paris if they went separate or they threw them together on the left flank, which a sentry stood a number, I suppose, the best part of 1,000 yards from one another. But Von Kluck and Hindenburg started attacked the one position, which was the cement stone wall, and from that they couldn't get through, but there was a great fight put up and drove them back. But why they started that was to see who'd get into Paris to have the big breast in the middle, and instead of that none of them took it or got there.
What happened after France, Johnny?
After France, we left France then on the 8th of December, which was a Christmas month, and we landed in Mesopotamia on the 19th of January, and we were in a fight on the 21st against the Turks.
That was very fast going.
And why we were put there was why we came from France. We were picked, the two whole divisions was picked for that fight to try and save General Townsend, who chucked in 2 days before we landed. He was the only general in the British Army that ever got his sword back for holding out so long. But we started the Turks fighting with them, but we lost very heavy. And why we lost so heavy was we were in the open attacking them, and they were in trenches where they had the advantage of us. But losing so heavy, they done one man in return that the Germans never done or never will do, I suppose, if they're ever in a fight again. They gave us 6 hours to bury the dead. How did we lose on heavy? Then we were told that the amnesty was coming on to bury the dead 6 hours. Well, we all listened. But we seen our own staff and the general coming up on horseback with the flags and standing in one particular place. And I looked and I seen a white line drew between the Turks and us. I also seen the Turks staff coming up in their part of the line, shaking hands with one another. Well, we looked at the men that we were fighting. I shook hands with a few of them, but the way that I seen them with the clothes on them, and they were badly shod in their boots. I didn't see boots or shoes, but something like canvas that they had. And I knew, I gave an explanation in my own mind that they wouldn't be long until they chuck in. They were badly, and they were looking for cigarettes. Of course, I wasn't smoking, they just there one for me, but they got them from others. And they were making signs for food, which we had a few biscuits and we gave them around about to them. And we knew that they were badly treated, like in the line of starvation, and badly clad.
Well, at that time, Johnny, you had a lot of walking to do in the desert, in the sand.
Oh, we had a terrible lot. We went on then to a place in Baghdad, and we thought we'd get opposition there in fighting us, and we marched into it and never met one in it, only a sniper. We marched from that to a place called Falluja, which is 40 miles outside of it.
This is all in the sand, Johnny?
This is all in the sandy desert.
Did you find it hard going?
Oh, I did. You go 1 year and you go back 3.
Yes.
That's the way it was. So it's that deep, and I made a sort of difficulty to get across. But then you had putties on you them times that they're not wearing now, in case that you come and attack with snakes or anything that give you a snake bite. But they don't wear them now, only leggings.
I think, Johnny, after the war was over, you were one of the very early men back to Britain.
I was fighting some years over my time, and the government of England brought out that time an order that you had to stay on for duration. But when it came to the time that the war was over, we were the first to go home. And the colour sergeant come up shouting out Johnny Burke and his number, and to be out there in a half an hour's time, which I did go.
You didn't know where you were going?
I didn't know where I was going, but the remark was made, you're going to UK, which I had no idea at all of where it was. But I went into my officer inside, and I asked him, I said to him, we're going to UK. I beg pardon, so I said, will you tell me where's UK? He began to laugh. And I said, is it to another foreign country I'm going? No, he says, UK means, Johnny, he says, that you're going home. Well, I needn't tell you, I was delighted.